Rosselli Northern supports upstate New York construction with over 400 employees, 250 trucks, 9 ready-mix plants, 4 blacktop plants, and 40 aggregate mines. But their most important number is your bottom line. Contact them today to see why Rosselli Northern has been the choice for contractors and project managers across upstate New York since 1929.
All right, everybody, welcome into Fresh Takes with Russo and Felice. I am Paul Russo, and next to me, as always, Felice, Nick Felice. Nick, good seeing you. How you doing? It's been an interesting week so far in the sports world.
Has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Washington, your football team, man, might be the best team in the league.
Well, that wasn't my start path for it. The NFL is my start path for it, which we'll get more into, but we aren't even at the trade deadline yet, and we rarely ever have an exciting trade deadline within the NFL.
Yeah, I know.
And
Might be the craziest
we have chaos, more or less, more than anything else.
Has the NFL trade deadline actually become a thing?
The people are murmuring, so we'll get to that. The rest of the NFL, our picks, college football, the NBA, and the World Series, because I know you're really looking forward to that now, Nick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll be good.
So let's begin. When we talked last week, we were at least through the Devontae Adams trade. We were through the Amari Cooper trade. And we didn't quite, I don't think, cover the Cam Akers trade.
He got traded?
Wait, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, the Minnesota. Surprise.
He sucks anyway.
Anyway. And then we get to, I don't know when this deal probably technically happened. I want to preface it with that. But like, I wake up this morning and I see notifications that DeAndre Hopkins has been traded to the Chiefs. And I'm like, now obviously it's different because we don't have Woj anymore. But like, I'm sitting there going like, my God, like, what? Like, I'm just like awaking from the bellows of slumber and I see Hopkins got traded. And I don't know, it's weird that like, I feel like this is like the third of the like at the moment still. Like, it's weird, and maybe we can get into the right
When did the
rankings,
trade
but
happen? Was it the middle of the night?
that's what I'm getting at. Like, the notification I didn't get until 7:29 was the first push notification I got about it.
It's always interesting when
morning.
you see a trade that
Yeah.
early in the morning.
Yeah.
I always had a feeling Hopkins was going to get traded.
Okay.
Didn't know where. Obviously, the Chiefs. And obviously, Hopkins is on the very downhill of his career.
Ooh.
And I don't know if he's even a number 3 anymore. I really don't, I don't know if I think Mahomes can make him better than he is.
And you think my Adams take is a hot take?
Yeah, Hopkins is. I was never a big Hopkins fan to begin with. Might be the same situation with you and Adams. I never was huge on Hopkins when he was on where was
Houston.
Houston.
And Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah, I was never. He was a number 1 when he was at Houston, but
He was number 1 in Arizona.
eh.
All right.
But
Didn't mean to. I'll let you cook.
I'm not really cooking. I don't think I think he is a number 3 maybe. But with losing Rice for the year, they had to go out and do something, and
And Juju. Not for the year, but.
they lost Juju.
And they couldn't re-sign MVS because he signed with New Orleans. So
Yeah, it's a nice move for the Chiefs. Ring chasing.
yeah,
Um,
it's weird though because like I said, like and maybe we can get right into this because like Amari Cooper had immediate impact for the Bills on Sunday, right? And we'll have to see obviously how this plays out. Kansas City they're in the late window Sunday. I had to double check that quick. So we'll see how much of an impact Hopkins has for them this week. But like Devontae had relatively little impact for the Jets against Pittsburgh. So it's weird that I'm already kind of classifying the Hopkins thing, even though we don't know it, as like the three of the three. Because like Cooper to me is clearly the number one in terms of like right away impact. And we saw that. He doesn't even know what routes he's technically running yet with the Bills. And he had the second most receptions, second most yards, and a touchdown in that game. Which is pretty funny because they were playing the Titans. DeAndre Hopkins, now old team in that. And yeah, I think the Jets one with Adams is a little bit tougher just because of the overall situation going on there at this point. But I guess we'll see. If they come out and they really do really well this Sunday, without a doubt that it's probably the second best so far out of these wide receiver trades that's happened. We'll see, I guess, how the second game with Adams and Rodgers with the Jets go, but I mean, apparently Rodgers is also now dealing with that knee and hamstring issue, I guess, or something. I don't know, but it's just one of those things where I think like immediately here, it just doesn't quite move the needle all that much for me.
Yeah, I mean Hopkins, at least he's gonna have a good quarterback now, and this is definitely a hot take, but Hopkins and Amari at least have a quarterback. Adams still doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I know that's a hot take.
Well, he's got a quarterback, just not a functioning one.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Rodgers.
No.
But I think that will help Hopkins. Definitely having Mahomes. Mahomes makes everybody better, just like Josh Allen. We've seen this year makes everybody better. And I think it's a move the Chiefs had to make. They weren't going to go out and get a.
Oh, right, yeah.
They weren't going to go out and get a Adams.
Well,
or a Cooper, but
I don't know if they would have been able to do Adams anyway. I don't know if the Raiders would have traded in division like that. Cooper looks like he would have been available. I mean, the Bills are only paying his vet minimum.
It's just crazy. Cooper's career has gotten so much better since he left Dallas. I thought he was so overrated. Wasn't even that good on Dallas.
Well, I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? The arc that he went from with the Raiders to Dallas and then Cleveland.
The only game I remember him playing
crazy
Dallas was that Washington Thanksgiving game where he had 3 touchdowns.
Thanks for that.
That's the only game I think Cooper ever played good in. But he's definitely come on in Cleveland and now with Buffalo. But I actually think he's a decent receiver. I thought he sucked with Dallas.
Yeah, well. There's a lot of things going on with Dallas that like don't even like hit my radar to talk about this week. But, like this, have you seen that report that came out about practices in the middle of the week stuff in Dallas and stuff like that?
No.
You should go read it. I recommend it.
What's going on?
Players giving fan tours, stuff like that. Stuff that make you wonder: are they a team or a sideshow?
Yeah.
In my mind. So.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting, the murmurs out there about other trades. I know the Lions are, your Lions, Nick, are trying to.
Your Lions.
Everybody's Lions, except Pat's.
Yeah.
They're trying to, I think, get an upgrade on defense because Hutchinson being out. Max Crosby shut down that rumor for him pretty quick. Sounds like he's happy in Vegas, but someone tells me you may not have a choice if the right deal were to come along, obviously. I saw one rumor actually right before we came in here. Apparently Minnesota checked in on a couple quarterbacks possibly.
Quarterback.
Which is really weird. Yeah. I don't know. And then I feel like the bigger one is this potential, and it's only because of clearly the wide receiver market more than anything else. It's the fact that Cooper Kupp is, in my mind, probably on the move. Like, I don't know. I feel like teams are probably wanting to see that he'll play Thursday night, and then they'll probably make a move. But it's pretty interesting. A guy who, and I don't mean to disparage it like this, but like a guy who hasn't really played at all this year. Certainly, out of the three other wide receivers we've seen moved so far, would probably be last in production as it stands right now and probably has the biggest health concerns. But, I mean, if you need a guy and there's nobody else available and he's kind of the last one in the order, I mean, even then, it's kind of tough to say no to pulling the trigger on Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, what the NBA,
We'll get to that in a second.
what the NFL is doing here with this trade deadline news, it feels like they already have everything else. They're like, we're gonna put Christmas games on. This ain't the NBA's
on
day
Wednesday,
anymore. They're like, we need to do this trade deadline thing, and I think the owners and all the GMs are thinking, yeah, let's do this. Let's be like the other leagues, have the crazy trade deadline.
Not to interrupt, though, but you bring up a good point here with this in this regard. Do you think there's just more buyer's remorse, though, this season? The fact that they didn't go out and do some deals in the offseason, though?
Could be.
You know?
Because,
to me anyway, like this Kansas City trade today is a perfect example of it, right? Like, they didn't do really anything in the offseason. A couple injuries now happen, and now you're kind of like, well, now we actually need to go and get somebody.
yeah, I mean, the NFL has no decision on this. This is the teams doing these trades.
Right.
So that could be the big reason why it's happening more this year than normal years. I mean, in normal years, the trade deadline just comes and goes. You don't even know about it.
Seriously.
And now you're wondering, when is it? When is it?
I know I think there's a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy. We had another trade today with the Seahawks. Seahawks traded
Really?
a linebacker. They
that.
acquired a linebacker today.
Huh.
I think it just happened.
I just got a notification about Tua being on practicing right now.
That's crazy. But it's his choice. And no, I think it's cool. I always like trade deadlines, whether it's the NBA or the MLB. The trade deadline deals are always most exciting because this is your last chance, to make a final push for the season.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to look quick for this Seattle trade.
I think it was literally just happened. It was the top headline on ESPN.
Oh, see, I'm on the Reddit right now, Reddit page, and I'm just not.
It's not a big trade.
Oh, here we go. Sending linebacker Jerome Baker in a fourth round. Oh, Ernest Johnson the fourth. Wow, it's I don't know if that's so much lateral, but that's a pretty interesting move for Seattle. They're trying to spice it up on defense there a little bit after coming out of the gate pretty good. So
Getting a nice win last week.
yeah. I didn't think there was a ton else to really talk about. At least to me anyway. I thought from week 7.
Cowboys didn't lose.
Kind
this
of
week.
crazy to think and say that out loud. What?
Cowboys didn't lose this week.
It's true. Helps that you're on the bye week. Did find pretty interesting. I guess maybe we were wrong about the Patriots to a degree. Doug Peterson was not left on the tarmac at Heathrow to come back to the States. God, I thought we were going to have a legitimate battle between the Falcons and the Buccaneers. Don't know if that's going to happen anymore. Mike Evans obviously out at least this week. Chris Godwin out probably the rest of the year, unfortunately. Just brutal stuff. San Fran now getting dinged up by injuries. And look, even when they were healthy, right? Like, I don't know what their plan was this year, but now 3-4, you're minus probably, I think they're out. Debo's out this week, right? At least.
I think so.
And then obviously Ayuk's out for the year. You don't know when CMC's coming back at this point.
It's all stuff.
Kittle's questionable, but I know he's more than likely playing. Just, God. I mean,
And they still got their quarterback.
yeah, some of these teams that we thought were going to be at the top this year, I just don't see it happening now at this point. And injuries are kind of plaguing these skill guys. So going back to that trade deadline thing kind of makes maybe a guy like Cooper Kupp just that much more desirable for some teams.
Yeah, some teams need it. Giants need a lot. I mean, you talk about nice winning it in Seattle, and then just two stinkers on offense.
It's crazy. I
mean, you knew
it was like one of those things where it's like, I didn't even think the defense played that bad. Just
you
like,
knew Saquon was going to go off on his return. It's just, that's how sports work.
yeah.
It just seems like that happens a lot, and I'm still not disappointed we didn't get him. We didn't keep him, but I mean, I still believe running backs are very replaceable, and Tracy's had a good year.
It's tough, though. It's tough when you got a guy like Saquon. It is tough to replace them.
Yeah, I'm sure he was a little more motivated going into that game, and
for sure.
Him and Daniel Jones are still buddies, though.
It's good. It's good. All right, let's get to the picks, shall we? So I went.
Why?
Didn't realize that was a thing this week. 9-5 for me last week, Nick. You went 10-4.
Oh, I was gonna say the way you were about to say, I thought it was like 2 and
Actually, no. Apologies, typo. You went 10-5. I went 9-6.
nice.
Apologies, typo on my part.
So I gained a game.
We're tied 59-48. Records on the year as we enter week 8 of picks. Thursday night, no buys this week. No buys. Interesting.
Why?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, right?
No.
So Thursday night, Minnesota at the Rams. The Rams are 3-point underdogs.
I like Minnesota.
Same.
Cam Akers effect, obviously.
Pretty interesting that they're only 3-point favorites,
Yeah.
especially against the Rams. But maybe that's more to do with the fact that they,
It is a road game.
well, and they just can't seem to stop teams at the moment, weirdly. I don't know.
It's true.
Hey, no international games for a couple weeks, so
Nice.
our early window is an actual normalized football early window at 1 p.m.
No need to get up early.
Arizona at Miami. Miami a 3-point favorite at home.
Miami.
Yep.
I don't agree. I'm taking Arizona.
I same. I don't get it. I guess maybe there's a little bit of this
Tua.
west to east, but Tua's back. I don't know. Don't know. I almost called them the New Jersey Jets. Well, technically, I mean, the New Jersey Jets at the New England Patriots. Patriots are a 7-point underdog at home.
Oh man, I don't know.
So I'll start here. Obviously, because we pick head to head in this side of it, I'm going the Jets. Head to head outright. I think they get it done.
I mean, Patriots.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots covered that touchdown, though.
Patriots look so good week 1.
Yep. What happened?
I'm gonna take the Jets as well.
Yeah. Speaking of that week 1 game, Philadelphia at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a 2.5-point favorite
What that had to do with week 1?
because the Patriots played the Bengals week 1, and that's who they beat.
Oh.
Remember?
No, I didn't. I forgot who they beat.
Jesus.
But
Can't take you anywhere.
I'm gonna shock you here. I'm taking the Eagles.
Okay, that's not all that shocking. I was really tempted to. I decided not to, and I'm going Cincinnati. I think Sirianni gets fired at the end of the week. I feel it in my bones.
Wow.
I feel it in my bones.
I'd like to see it.
Green Bay at Jacksonville. No West for the travel weary. Jacksonville is a 4.5-point underdog.
This game's in Jacksonville.
It is in Jacksonville.
Not too often they have games there.
No.
I'll take Green Bay.
Yeah. Same. Maybe 2 firings come next Tuesday.
They're coming.
It's definitely happening, I think, for both teams. I just don't know
Definitely
when.
At least Jacksonville's definitely happening.
God, I had a lot of hopes for this game and just dashed because of Monday night. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers 2.5-point underdogs.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Even if Tampa Bay had one of those receivers healthy, I think I'd go Tampa Bay. But, man, not a knock on either one of these guys. But
No Helly Marpet either.
Sterling Shepard, it's not the same ring as Mike Evans.
No. I know who Sterling Shepard is.
Baltimore at Cleveland. Cleveland is a 9.5-point underdog at home to the Ravens.
That's the biggest line?
It's not.
Really?
Nope.
Baltimore at Cleveland. Baltimore.
I'm so happy. I know what's about to happen here. I am taking the Cleveland Browns.
Why?
Jameis Winston under center. Nick Chubb back. Was back last week, but next game back. I think there's a revitalized portion of this team that's about to happen. And I think Baltimore might be in for a rude awakening. Baltimore's also dinged up now on defense, too, by the way. I know Humphrey went down in that game. I'm telling you, I got a hunch.
That's great. You're wrong.
Give me the Browns.
You're wrong. But move on.
You're not the one with the sheet around here.
It's true.
And you asked why. That was your why game for me just now.
Yeah, I didn't really care. to hear it.
Wow.
Because you're wrong.
Maybe I should
It's not happening.
Maybe I should just end the podcast right now. Maybe I don't care what you have to say now the rest of the way.
There's no way that's happening.
First of all, how dare you?
Jameis Winston.
You wouldn't take him right now for your team?
My fantasy team, yes. He's a great garbage player.
Jesus. Indianapolis at Houston. Houston, 5.5-point favorites. I'm taking the Texans.
Will we get the first ever wibe to me?
No,
I think it's happened once, but
it has.
I'll
Happened
take the
like 2
Colts.
weeks ago.
I'll take the Colts, and here's why. I'll tell you why.
Go ahead, Stugotz.
Because Richardson's going to get benched in this game, and Joe Flacco's going to come in the second half and win the game.
Wow. Okay. Last of the 1 o'clock games, Tennessee at Detroit. This is your biggest line of the week. The Lions are 10.5-point favorites.
I'll take the plus 10.5 Titans, but I'll take the Lions.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree on that?
At least I'm taking Detroit. I don't know about even Tennessee able to.
I think they can keep it within 10.
If this line, you didn't think they were cover Buffalo last week.
Who?
The Titans.
Cover? Yeah.
They got skunked in the second half. They only had to 10 the whole game.
I know. But this is a different week. New week.
Whatever you say, Chief. All right, the late window, 4 o'clock games. New Orleans at the Chargers. Chargers are 7.5-point favorites. I don't know where that line kind of came from. I'm on Chargers, but
Skip.
no. You don't have that option.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody. Chargers. I don't know about minus 7.5, but Chargers.
Buffalo at Seattle. Seattle 3-point underdogs.
Give me the Seahawks.
Ooh. Sorry, Matt. I'm on Buffalo.
On his birthday.
Not quite, but yeah. Birthday weekend. Chicago at Washington. The Commanders are a 1.5-point underdog.
Oh, bet of the top 2 picks? Potentially.
Yeah.
I hope so.
We don't know fully yet.
Who's the backup?
Mariota.
Hopefully. Potentially that. That don't matter. Give me Washington.
You're goddamn right. Give me the Mandos as well.
What's with the second overall picks? Mariota and Daniels.
I don't know. You tell me. Jeff Driscoll.
Either way, it will be a first versus 2.
Jeff Driscoll is the third stringer.
What was he picked?
Definitely not second overall.
Either way, it will be a number 1 versus number 2 pick.
It's true. Carolina at Denver. The Broncos are 8.5-point favorites.
Denver.
I agree. Bad dad. All right, last of the 4 o'clock. Kansas City at the Raiders. Raiders are 9.5-point underdogs.
Can't see.
Yep. Sunday night football this week. Dallas at San Francisco. San Francisco 4.5-point favorites.
Neither one of these teams have a quarterback. But I'll take San Francisco.
I don't understand why they're that big of a favorite.
What was the line again?
4.5.
Yeah.
I'm taking Dallas. Just at least they're like healthy, I guess. Like,
Yeah, it's true. I'm just not going to pick them.
and then Monday night, your Giants at the Steelers, 6.5-point favorite at home are Pittsburgh.
Go Pirates. Give me the Steelers.
You really wanted to take your team there, I could tell, but I'm like you, just don't know if I could, so I took the Steelers.
Great city, though.
Yeah. Maybe not, definitely not tomorrow. I disagree with that statement for tomorrow only.
What's going on tomorrow?
Syracuse at Pitt,
Oh, yeah.
Thursday night game.
That's right.
Speaking of college football, a couple things I wanted to touch on here. Alabama.
Sox.
Oh, boy.
Oklahoma. Sox.
Yeah.
Army, Navy.
The SEC, man, is either really good on one end and then really bad on the other end.
No undefeated teams.
No. Texas upset at home by Georgia. Both of us got that pick wrong,
Outplayed.
by the way.
Outplayed at home.
That's an understatement. I mean, they schooled them.
Yeah.
And then they also outclassed them.
Mm-hmm. Outcoached them.
Everything.
Everything.
That was a butt whooping.
It was.
Butt whooping. There's a lot of good games this week. We'll get to them, some of them in our picks as well, but there's 5 true ranked versus ranked games this week. I know you're excited for one. Don't
Biggest
know,
Notre Dame
don't know,
game-
don't know if
game
you
ever.
should be. For this year, it is. Yeah.
Could be our third ranked win.
Could be. Finally got Michigan out of the top 25.
Thank God.
It was a pretty interesting week. Some bigger headlines, but it was a pretty mundane weekend. Not going to be able to say that at the end of this weekend, I don't think.
It's going to start on Thursday.
It does start tomorrow with Syracuse Pitt. So,
We'll actually start on Tuesday.
CUSA Tuesdays right now. And then we get them action here in just a couple weeks. So,
There's games tonight.
yeah, there are. Bet them already. Big Jacksonville State guy tonight. And,
We still on 55 straight days of football? Is that
oh, yeah.
still
Oh,
going?
yeah. Yep. Until the Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, Nick.
My favorite.
Your favorite. Speaking of your favorite, we both went 2-3 last week. Obviously, you go head to head. You pick head to head. I pick against the spread. So you're now 28-11 on the year for your college picks, Nick. I am 21-21. So,
That's pretty good for the spread.
yeah, we're now back at what would be pretty much even money, though. So, if you're to be tailing me,
Yeah.
and if you're fading me, same boat, pretty much. So,
Do you really think Syracuse got a shot tomorrow?
oh yeah, definitely.
I think Pitt's a little overrated.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah, just a little.
Well, Nick,
R.I.P. Heinz Field.
our naming wise, yeah. Our first pick out of our 5 games. Number 12 Notre Dame versus number 24 Navy. Navy is the home team
In
at this
MetLife.
neutral life site of MetLife Stadium.
Yeah. Home of the 2026 World Cup final.
Navy, 12.5-point underdogs. This line on Sunday opened at 14.
We do get upset by them once in a great while. But I'm going to take Notre Dame here.
So because I have to pick against the spread,
You're going to take the plus.
I have to take Navy here. I would be
New
dumb-
offense, Navy.
I would be dumb not to take the team getting double-digit points who averages 35 points a game. I would be dumb. I have to take
Well,
the
you're going to
midship.
look dumb.
If they cover, I won't. Number 20, Illinois at number 1, Oregon. Oregon is 21.5-point favorites.
Also, can I just say Nebraska's trash?
Yeah, that was a bad showing by them.
They are just trash.
That was bad. Indiana's for real. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd be saying that for football, but Indiana's for real.
All right, back to the Big Ten-ish.
Adjacent.
I'm taking Oregon.
So because I have to pick, obviously, against the spread, I'm doing the same thing I'm doing here. Do I think Illinois wins outright? Probably not. But you're giving me them with 3 touchdowns, especially the way they've been playing. I think it's very, very
You don't want to look dumb.
Huh?
You don't want to look dumb if you didn't take them.
In the grand scheme of it. Sure. Well, Texas. You find yourselves in the midst of another ranked versus ranked game this week. Number 5 this week are the Longhorns. And number 25, they're heading to Nashville, the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Ranked.
Ranked Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is 18.5-point underdogs at home.
I'm taking Texas, but I would take that plus 18.5.
Well, that's where me and you differ on this one because I'm taking Texas.
Minus 18.5.
This is a better team than Alabama, to be very clear. Not knock on Vanderbilt. I just think Texas is probably going to come out and
What's wrong with Vanderbilt?
nothing. I'm just saying Texas.
Is it because their basketball benches are on the opposite sides of the court?
Actually, I like that. It's different. They play in an old assembly hall. It's awesome. I just think Texas is going to be coming out for blood this week. They are caught on the wrong end of what I assume will be a Texas playing with a fire in them that they have not had in several years.
I would like to go to both Austin and Nashville, though. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, if I'm going to Tennessee for a football game, the state I'm talking about, I'm going to Knoxville. I need to see a Volunteers game.
Yeah, obviously.
Don't you wish that you were on Old Rocky Top?
Yeah.
Up in the Tennessee hills?
I might check out Austin P. Don't they have a football team?
Are they in Kentucky?
Maybe they're Kentucky. You know what? They are Kentucky. They're Clarksville, Kentucky, whatever.
I mean, guys.
I don't know.
He really thought he was going to get me on that one. Come on.
They're very close.
Just like how, like, us and, like, Watkins Glen are close.
They're close.
Our fourth game. Well, another SEC game. Number 8 LSU. On the road at number 14 Texas A&M.
What's with all these rankings? Where's these oddball games you usually like to throw in there?
There's just too many good games this weekend. Like, the Aggies are 2.5-point favorites at home.
Not a fan of the LSU coach. Not a fan of the Texas A&M coach's old quarterback.
Tough scenes for Notre Dame people.
But he is our quarterback, and we need this win out of Texas A&M, so I'm taking the Aggies at the 14th man, whatever they call themselves.
12th man. Well, I'm sorry, Nick, to have to do this too, but I think LSU wins outright in this game. Brian Kelly in primetime games as a SEC coach, damn near perfect. Only has the one loss.
What's his BCS record?
Same as Notre Dame's, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know why you want A&M to win.
Resume.
I understand. I don't think it happens. I'm sorry. Too many questions about the Aggies health-wise, too, right now. Too many questions.
Defense is good, though.
Yeah. But can they keep up with the Tiger? Go Tigers.
That's because you're Jaden.
My voice right now kind of can, if I were to swing it a little bit lower, I could definitely get some Ed Orgeron going on if I really wanted to.
You're Jaden Daniels. You're loving LSU. Get over yourself.
Go Tigers.
Paul Skeens, baby.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Ah.
Leave you done?
Yeah.
Baby Gronk? All right, last game. We are down a rabbit hole and a half. Number 22 SMU at unranked Duke.
Speaking of Riley Leonard, and
Duke is 11.5-point underdog.
obviously Duke's a tough place to play. But I'm going to take SMU. They were dead, and now they're back.
I'm taking SMU as well.
Give them the death penalty. What are they still doing?
No, they should not have been given the death penalty. They were doing nothing the other teams weren't. So, there's that. Let's go NBA first here. Tip-off happened last night. You probably don't really want to talk about that too much, I'm assuming.
On to the next.
Frankly, what the hell did I witness from the Knicks yesterday, though? Like, really? Like,
Offensively, we weren't that bad. I mean,
what?
Offensively, we did pretty well for the most part. Bridges started finding a shot at the second half there. That was a nice, encouraging sign. Towns had some nice moves. Brunson started 5 for 5.
You guys are in some trouble, I think.
Deuce had a great game, couldn't miss. Offensively, I'm pretty pleased, to be honest with you. And defensively, obviously, that was atrocious. But they were also just throwing up everything, and it was going in.
Look, I don't know if you're trying to do the homer thing or a bit thing here, but, like, you can't tell me you were pleased with what you saw from the Knicks offense yesterday.
I was.
Really?
Yeah, we scored 110 points. What's wrong with that?
Oh, gosh.
I'm pretty
That team looked like it missed.
Offensively,
I'm not kidding you.
You're talking defense.
I'm talking offense. I'm literally like that team looked like they missed Julius Randle out there.
Also, it's the first game. We have put in new players.
I know. I'm just saying. I asked if you were like worried. You said the offense looked good, but the offense was the worst looking thing to me.
Are you kidding me over the defense? Did you not see that crap?
Nick,
I think you're getting
I'm
your
aware.
words mixed up.
I'm aware of the defense, but you went from a team that averaged like 15 offensive rebounds in a like 40-minute PER setting down to fucking one. I did it for 2 weeks in a row. Down to one.
We're live, Paul.
I'm aware of that.
Here's the thing. As much as I hate the Celtics, they're one of the better rebounding teams in the league. They're one of the best. They are the best team in the
They
league.
were minus their best rebounder last night.
No, he's not a rebounder. I know who he is.
He's better than Horford.
Offensively, look good.
Karl Towns was getting clowned by Drew Holiday on defense.
They look good, I thought. I thought they looked good.
All right.
Defensively was bad. Very bad. But it's one game. It's the best team. On the road, opening night, ring ceremony. It was going to be tough to win that game. We're not going to. It's the first game they ever had to gel together with each other. So I'm not going to freak out. We only got one. We have 81 more games to go, only one in Boston. So, well, that's that stupid cop. We'll see what happens there. But, yeah.
All right.
I know you're not a big Towns guy. I know.
He tall, man. He ain't anything but tall. Like,
He looked good for a little bit.
he also was shoving his own teammates.
I thought they looked good.
All right.
Offensively.
We'll circle back to this when we get a bigger sample size then. Yeah, the Celtics, I mean, when you're putting up record numbers or record pace before you start
It was funny to see him not.
taking your guys out, I mean, it's
It was
just
funny to see him not get the record.
Yeah, I mean, I think they missed 13 in a row, I think it was, to end from beyond the arc or something like that, like something crazy. But
Bronny had his first career rebound.
yeah, he also had a negative PER and negative everything else. So
Well, he's going to be negative for a while. I heard rumors he's
he'll
going
be in
to
the
the G
G
League.
League. Yeah, I mean,
He has to.
I understand why they did it. And the tough part about having to tread this line is like, you don't want to make it sound like you're just like going like, he sucks. He doesn't suck, right? Like by any means. Like, but the fact of the matter is, like, he should be in the G League, but that doesn't take away from, like, I was watching when he got put in last night with LeBron. I'm like, okay, this is actually, like, kind of cool. Like, and you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't alive for when the Griffies played together, anything like that. If you were to tell me if any sport, like, basketball would be, like, the one, I would have been like,
No way.
nah, probably not. The reason why football's not there is just because we actually almost did get the Frank Gore and Frank Gore Jr. on the same field together. So
Football career is just really short.
yeah,
Got to be a quarterback.
right. And I mean hockey. It's possible.
You surprised that hasn't happened?
Hockey, well, not together, but against. I know the Halls all played against each other, so. But like hockey, it's very clearly possible because dudes can't have extended careers there.
NASCAR.
Yeah, that's different though. I mean, I guess maybe kind of the same breath that like tennis could be kind of different in a way. You know what I mean? Like,
Now that would be insane. Has it happened in tennis?
I don't know if it has.
Imagine if they're going
Well,
at.
I'm just saying tennis only because like you can play when you're like 15, right, in the majors and stuff like that. So, I mean, if
It's just
you
crazy.
have a kid young enough and you're still playing at that point, I mean, like,
Imagine your mom
yeah,
or dad going against your daughter or son in a tennis match for a spot in a Grand Slam.
it's wild,
Move on.
wild.
That'd be incredible.
Golf is definitely possible.
Could happen with John Daly or some. If he's gonna.
I think he's pretty much done outside of like the majors. He has the grants to go to and everything. After watching the
Tiger?
Break 50, Tiger.
Charlie's getting.
I don't know if Tiger's body's gonna let him. That's the thing with Tiger. I don't know if his body's gonna let him
But Charlie's coming.
there. Yeah, but I mean, getting back to the point, like I was just like, okay, this is actually like kind of cool. Like, I mean, like genuinely, like like I said, I wasn't alive for the Griffies. You weren't alive for the Griffies, like stuff like that. And
The
it's like,
Griffiths was impressive.
yeah.
I mean,
Right.
hitting back-to-back home runs.
Well, and they did it over the course of pretty much a whole season in that sense, right? Like I don't know if we're going to see it because, like you said, and like it's known. I think if they want to get him the proper development, he's going to have to go to the G League to just play. Like he's not going to be able to get this. Like what it happened, it worked out perfectly for when they got him in. They were up by like pretty much 20 at that point. At the end of the first half, it worked out beyond perfectly.
I didn't watch
for
it.
Reddick to do.
Did he check in, or was LeBron already in?
No, they both checked in together.
Oh,
LeBron was out for the usual mid-second quarter, so he can play going into the half.
it happened in the first half.
Yeah. So, hey, like I said, it was still a pretty cool moment. Not quite a full slate of games tonight, but quasi full because then you also have teams who haven't played yet. Even tonight, we'll be playing tomorrow on the marquee Thursday night stuff on TNT.
Yep.
I know Nuggets Thunder's probably the bigger game of that one, so it will be pretty interesting. I know this isn't our usual really deep dive NBA preview, but it's kind of weird. Also, normally there's a lot more marketing around the start of the year, and there wasn't really a ton this year. I don't know if it's just the fact that I just haven't been paying attention enough or what, but I think the NBA is trying to be more, I don't know about discreet. I think it's tough, though, because this summer was not a great PR summer for the NBA. It's not like they had any controversies, really, in terms of players. It's more we're all pissed off the fact that like they're taking away like the one great thing we love about them, and that's inside the NBA more than anything else. So I don't know if they're trying to like duck things, if you will, but like
Just kicked out the farewell season.
yeah. So hey, either way,
I'm taking Knicks over Nuggets.
whoa, jumping right in. Second best odds the Knicks to win the title this year.
Yep.
By most book standards. I don't know. I don't buy into the Milwaukee love that people are giving them.
They messed up when they got rid of Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Their franchise is nothing.
I kind of wonder if the Knicks can play spoiler to Boston. I think they can, but
Definitely wake up call last night.
like I said, it's one game.
Did you listen to the game at all? Reggie Miller on the call?
I watched the first half.
What is
and I
he
was just
talking
so
about?
disgruntled.
Revenge tour for Jason Tatum.
I think it's a lot of more so the fact that we're still clowning him. And I mean, it's hard not to. Look at this pregame speech he gave to the crowd last night. Like the dude's just corny. He's got nothing original about him. Nothing.
Sucks.
Yeah. Like
He has those games like he did last night. Looks like he's the greatest player ever, and then no, I'm not.
like me and my dad, right? My dad, who is a Celtic fan, we both more or less said to each other at the same time, like we were surprised he didn't have Deuce out there on the court with him during the ring ceremony last night.
Yeah, I know his kid.
Like, I don't know. I do think the Nuggets get back this year. This might be the last year of that window, though, which is the interesting part. I don't think people fully realize that. But I'm going to go Nuggets. Man, dude, the East is so much of a toss-up in my mind.
Pistons,
No.
Wizards,
No.
Hornets,
No.
Nets,
No.
Raptors.
Not finals, but I can see them contending for a play-in spot.
But the first four, no.
No. The wild part is I don't understand why people aren't talking more as usual, kind of like about Miami, about Orlando.
Take in Miami.
I don't know. I feel like if I do, it's just like Homer, extreme Homer.
I just take them
Yeah, okay, fine. Miami, Denver.
over Denver.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, if we're gonna make it,
Why not? Bleep it. World Series, who do you got? Because I know you're going to pay huge attention to that.
Dodgers don't win real World Series, so I'm going to take the Yankees.
Wow.
I'm not proud of it, but
The
yeah.
Mickey Mouse Championship is so far deep embedded in you that you just don't believe in them to get it
Yeah,
done.
Lightning have one. They have one. They never won back to back.
It's messed up of you. It's a real championship. It wasn't like it was in Orlando. They had to go to Canada. Yeah, Yankees. Yankees in 6. Yankees in 6.
I'll take Yankees in 7.
I just don't think. I just personally, from a baseball standpoint, I don't think the Dodgers can get away with doing 2 bullpen games again. I just don't think that's possible. Frankly.
Stanton's gonna be MVP.
Wow, you're going out. So you're saying Stanton MVP? I think Iago Juan Soto.
And then he leaves.
Oh, don't do that. I don't think people. By the way, this is. I know an unrelated note. I don't think people realize like him going back to the Nationals is a possibility. Like they do have like money to make it work, and he does like going back there.
Bryce Harper come back?
No, that bridge is burned. My understanding is that bridge is burned. But look, all I'm saying is it's possible. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm saying it's possible.
Yeah, Kutch did it.
Yeah. A little bit different, but yeah. All right, so that'll do it for the podcast this week. Normally I don't know where you're going with your shout outs, but I have I guess it's technically 3, even though it's really 2 that I think you're going with. So I'm intrigued to see who you go with today, Nick. Who are you shouting out?
Well, why are you so intrigued by my shout outs today?
There's a birthday this week. There's a wedding this week.
I was going to do the double shout out.
Okay.
I was going to shout out my brother, Matt. His birthday's tomorrow.
Right.
And I was going to shout out my friend, Josh, who's getting married on Saturday.
All right, so I was right.
What was the third one?
Well, I didn't know how you classified because the wedding, do you count his bride to be within the shout out or because they're 2 separate individuals?
Shout out Cecilia as well, yeah.
Are they separated within the shout out like statistical line?
Triple shout out.
Okay.
Shout out Matt Felice,
Okay.
Josh Langley, and soon to be Cecilia Langley.
All right.
Shout out.
Because I just didn't know how the statistical breakdown would view the wedding. Is it 1 person, 2 people?
Thanks for taking interest.
Could it be 45 people? I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to be at the wedding.
Yeah,
Wedding's gonna be big. Is it 80 people then technically?
At the
I mean, who
Ramada,
knows?
the Ramada Lakefront Hotel now. But
My favorite part about that, and I'm not gonna do this, but I was thinking about this when you first told me, is how there's a walking path literally right outside the hotel on the back part. It's what if somebody you know is having a wedding, and you just pop up outside, just walking, just waving, it's
very possible chance.
I'm not doing that, by the way. I do not have that.
See you on Saturday.
I'm not, no. Saturday, I'm tempted to go to the Syracuse basketball exhibition game, the opener.
The opener.
Tickets are super cheap.
Playing who again?
Clarion. PSAC.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Nick, have a great weekend, man. Enjoy the wedding. Congratulations, by the way, to the Langleys.
Have a great weekend watching your Yankees.
Yeah, I will. Happy birthday to Matt. I don't know if I'll see him until Sunday or not, but that remains to be seen.
Yep.
We are out of here for the week. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. We'll talk again next week.